have agreed and approved that the activities of the National Convention commence from the 24th of March and terminates on the 26th of March. The convention's activities commence on the 24th of February and will terminate at Eagle Square of National Convention on the 26th of March. In between the convention, we have agreed to have zonal congresses, and all the activities is hereby given. Conventions activities commence from this month on the 24th of February and shall terminate on the 26th of March. In between the convention activities, there shall be a zonal congresses.
Well, yes, you have seen most of the newspaper headlines now talking about the confusion, that's what they term it, within the APC as the party now shifts its convention date. That's the announcement being made by Mr. John Akpan, Senator John Akpan Odoedehe, on what the party has decided to do. And there have been kicks within the party, usually, or will I say majorly, led by the APC Rebirth movement. We have with us the convener here, Mr. Aliyu Audu, who is the convener of that movement, the APC Rebirth movement. You're welcome to Sunrise Elite this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for coming. There have been questions as to what your reaction was going to be with the announcement of the APC, your party, that the date of the convention has now been moved from February when it was initially thought that it was going to hold. How have you received this?
I mean, myself and my group are not surprised. We're not shocked. It's unfortunate that, I mean, it doesn't feel good to say we said so. You know, these are things we have said time and time again. It doesn't really, because in the overall interest of the party and that of democracy and Nigeria, it's an absolute disaster. But then again, it only speaks to, you know, the very things we have been on since we came out in October last year after the local government congress, where we had experienced all of the things that happened during the congresses. Coming to what they have just done is a total disrespect for Mr. President, for our party constitution, abuse of power, and a clear display of, you know, incompetence. Clear display of incompetence. I am not surprised. I mean, they haven't shown any sign of competence. If you're given an assignment for 6 months and 21 months, 22 months, you still haven't been able to do that. I mean, I mean, there should be a grade lower than F9 would be what I would give to such a person or such a group. That's what they deserve. They don't have what it takes to be given the assignment they have been given. You
say that the president should, I think initially you said that this is disrespect to the president. But do you know if they have the permission of the president, the tacit permission of the president to actually move the date?
I am confident they don't. But I know they will play around. They want to play on our intelligence like they've always done. I'll tell you why they don't. President is not someone who abuses the Constitution. I mean, they come about mentioning zonal congress. Where did they find that from? If you open the party's constitution, APC constitution, from first page to the last page, there's no such thing as zonal congress. So where did they get that from?
So your group will not be participating in it?
No, the party APC will not be doing anything like zonal congress, because my group is going to approach the court and ask the court to stop INEC from entertaining any such letter, first thing first, and stop them from, you know, imposing on us a foreign and a strange activity that is unknown to our constitution. Article 11 of the APC, you know, party constitution clearly states the organs of the party, 14 organs of the party. from the national convention to the polling, I think the polling unit or the ward executive committee or thereabout. That's the last one. The only thing about zone is zonal executive committee. Members of the zonal executive committee are national officers of the party who are supposed to be elected at the national convention. I'll shock you by telling you, like, the zonal chairman is actually the national vice chairman. National vice chairman
for his zone.
So we have 6 national vice chairmen. So these are supposed to be the zonal chairmen in their respective zone. So they are supposed to be elected at the national convention. There is no such thing as zonal congress in our constitution. It is alien. I mean, I'm not shocked because we have always said it, that at some point it is clear that Senator John is running the script of PDP. I mean, it's PDP constitution that you find such thing as zonal congress, not in our party constitution. There's no such thing. So it's an absolute insult to members of our party. And it's, I must say this, if the governors of our party do not think, if they do not think it is about time they step up and act rightly, we will. We definitely will, because we are not about to sit back and watch certain people, certain incompetent, insensitive people. Because this last, strike is just a clear manifestation of what we have always talked about. We have given responsibility to people who do not have what it takes and who have shown time and time again on every level that they are not qualified in any circumstance to be made, to be made CEOs or acting caretaker committee of a great party like the APC.
You know, you have to be very, you don't think that you have to be circumspect when you use those very strong words. I understand how strongly you feel about, how things have gone down within your party. But you must appreciate that the people who are organizing things within your party are also people who are supposed to be organizing things for your party at the state level. For instance, the caretaker committee chairman is the governor of Yobe State. So if you feel this level of discontent about his organizing abilities for a party like yours, wouldn't there be questions as to the competencies of the person that your party has raised to govern the people of Yobe State?
My sympathy goes to the people of Yobe State, clearly. My sympathy goes to the people of Yobe State.
But it does reflect on your party that this is whom we have thrown up to be the governor of Yobe State.
When we started, I mean, from the name of my group, APC Rebirth, shows that we have clearly deviated from the founding ideals. These are not the set of people that attracted people like us into APC. No. Leaders like President Muhammadu Buhari, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Bisi Akonde, these are people, these are the quality of men that attracted us. And some other leaders that attracted us to the APC because of their progressive ideals and the administrative skills that they have displayed while they were, we know President Muhammadu Buhari, while in the military, all of the administrative skills and discipline and patriotism had displayed up till the point of being the head of state, and even after the chairman, PTF. Then Asiwaju, after being a senator, and what he did in 8 years in Lagos State, then Bisi Akonde for just 1 term in Osun State. I mean, these are the people who attracted us, not people like them. But we have sat down for a long time and we have realized that the party is clearly moving away from the set agenda. This is supposed to be a party for greater Nigeria.
You say that there is no such thing as zonal congresses in your constitution. But
yes.
Does anything in your constitution prevent your party from organizing people at the zonal level?
Yes.
Is there something that strictly says you're not allowed, the APC is not allowed to organize people at the zonal level? My constitution
permits only 4 level of, four level of election into executive committees in the party. The World Congress, the Local Government Congress, the State Congress, and the National Convention.
So I understand all of that, but there are titles that are in use in your party that are not exactly allowed. You just talked about the kind of people who attracted you into the party, and you talked about Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is regarded as a national leader in your party. There's no such title in your constitution, is there?
No. You see, when I said you are my leader, it's not a title, right? It's you must have displayed quality of leadership for me to consider you my leader.
But he's called national leader.
Exactly, because he has displayed quality of leadership. I mean, there would have been an APC without Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, clearly.
But still, the constitution of your party does not recognize such a position, does it?
What that has done for him, is to absolve him of certain I mean, imagine if he had an official position in the party with all of this rot going on. He wouldn't have been able to distance himself from it. I mean, this isn't about him. This is about our party.
I understand it's about the position. It's not about him. It's about the title which he bears. And I'm just trying to, bring out the fact that sometimes it's not everything that is in your constitution which you practice. But sometimes by convention, you practice other things which are not in your constitution.
No. Constitution clearly states that certain things that cannot be... See, let me tell you something, right? The bodies that have powers, that can delegate powers, about 3 by my constitution.
We'll come to that shortly. Let me quickly introduce a guest who has just joined us. Mr. Aliyu Audu is the beg your pardon. Mr. Andrew Abu is a member of the All Progressives Congress. He's also just as young as well. You're welcome to the conversation.
Thank you very much.
Well, you have heard, at least in some bits, the protests that the APC Rebirth movement has against this shift. I mean, they saw it coming. They have been talking about it before now, and they already predicted that this could most likely happen, given the level of organization seen before the initial date, which was, I think, February 26th. Did you see it as well? And what are your immediate reactions to this? Okay,
so I'm here to speak as an APC member and a supporter of the party and a supporter of the government. And that doesn't take away the fact that I'm going to be speaking from a difficult point, because it's probably not like a popular view, with the young people in the party. But for me, I'll be doing this so that we don't cast too much aspersion on our party, because the party is bigger than May Malabuni, who is the caretaker chairman. So I would not make certain statements or be very hard on the party because we have a chairman who a lot of people have called incompetent and called all sorts of names, which doesn't speak well of, our party. Because as it stands today, the caretaker committee is in existence from the pronouncement of NEC, which is one of the organs of the party. And the president presided over that meeting. Now, I don't have knowledge more than the president, or the people in the party does not have a superior knowledge of what is happening more than the president. Now, the president is the person that oversaw the meeting that brought in this caretaker committee, and he's seen all that is happening. And I don't want to believe that whatever that is happening today, the shift in dates and everything that is happening, the president is not aware. Okay, so for me, is convention going to hold? It is going to hold. Is the time the convention going to hold still against the INEC? It is not. Because it's beginning to look like we want to, because at the end of the day, by the time we finish all the aspersion on this party because of the May Malabuni-led caretaker committee, we might end up not even having anything to even campaign for the APC already, because as it stands today, what PDP is even using against us now is we cannot even conduct a convention. Okay, and for me, there are things that, there are bottlenecks here and there that needs to be cleared, and we have a new date. If there is any, so the pressure is okay, because they've shifted dates upon dates. But for me, constitutionally, are we still within the dates that we should have our convention? We are. Okay, so I don't think all this, pressure from different angles and direct insult to the chairman of the caretaker is doing our party any good. And I would always stand with the positives of the party. The May Malabuni-led caretaker committee, aside from the convention, they've done very well. They've done very well. This committee has given more voice to young people. My friend Ali, who is sitting down here, has served under this committee as a chairman of an appeals committee and other party assignments. I have also served as member of different committees, and a lot of young people have been given an opportunity to serve. It's under this caretaker committee that the APC young people, under the leadership of Barrister Ismail Ahmed, were able to have the Progressive Youth Conference. Other than that, after the fallout of that conference, we had a lobby group that has been moving around, talking to stakeholders in the party and making a case for young people.
So I find it interesting that you say apart from the convention. So you do admit that this convention has proved a rather sore point for the caretaker committee?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because it is, because everybody, and don't forget, why this whole convention thing is taking the turn it's taking is because there has been lack of proper communication from the caretaker committee to the members of the party. I agree. The communication has been abysmal, and it has been such that it's beginning to look like a situation shrouded in secrecy. Okay? But yesterday, we saw the secretary, the national secretary of the caretaker committee come out to put out a statement and giving us all the timetables. You know, so if there is anything young people and members of this party should be doing right now, is how to put their acts together and see how they can get in to fill in the respective position that has to do with the national convention.
It would seem that the point of Mr. Audu is not just how to, even though some people will say that if the caretaker committee was put in place and the primary assignment given to it, the major assignment given to it, was to ensure a smooth transition to another body, organize a successful convention, and it has not been able to successfully do that. By what other criteria should that committee, that caretaker committee, be scored, other than the primary assignment which it had been given?
Okay, I think it's not just to conduct a convention. Okay, so they have also the mandate to reconcile. They have also the mandate to conduct primary elections, you know, for off-cycle elections. Okay, and they've done all that. They've done all that.
With what results? Is the question.
Well, we've had reasonable percentage. Okay, so now and for results of elections, it just goes to show that, and the credit goes to the party and the government in power. It just goes to show that the APC is not stifling the opposition. Okay, so for where APC lost election, it means that there's a free and fair elections, and we are not stifling the system. Okay, so that's how I see it, and it's a positive point for us as a party.
Not even when there are, you know, foul cries that, you know, within the party itself and how the primaries were conducted, it was not clear, it was not transparent. So, you know, and that a second look needs to be taken at it. Aren't these causes for concern?
Yes, I agree, 100%. See, we've been involved in party assignments, and we know the hiccups. You know, we don't have a watertight system. We have a system where people can always capitalize on the loopholes and do whatever they want to do, which is most times from selfish reasons. A lot of times. And I'm telling you, most of the elections we've lost in recent times have come from within. You know, APC is the biggest opposition to themselves. You know, because I would expect that if there is any thing that should be happening to us as a party, is opposition party bringing our weaknesses to the fore. Okay, but today we have a situation where APC members are running down APC. I'm not saying everything is.
Do you think he's running down APC?
Everything is smooth and well.
Is he running down APC?
So it depends on how people perceive these things. So for me as a party man, I don't think he's running down the party. He wants what is right for the party. But the way and manner that it is being carried out, for me, I think is too hostile.
Mr. Audu, how do you respond to that?
All right. Now, this is, I mean, how we have, he's right about having been part of party assignments, you know, all along. But I do not think being sent on a party assignment is, you know, an act of enslavement. I do not think it's an act of, I do not see it as a favor. I see it as a task, a responsibility given to me. And to the best of my ability, I delivered on those things as best as I could, or as best as expected of me. So, and I expect that everyone given any assignment should do the same. You see, when we joined party, when we joined the party, myself and my friend and my brother here joined the party about the same time. I mean, even before the amalgamation. We were a representation of a generation that have been detached, that have been denied inclusion. A generation that have been denied basic rights, basic, you know, amenities, basic responsibilities of government. We have been failed. I mean, the fallout of that Occupy Nigeria 2012 was why many of us, we had a group called Take Back Nigeria. We decided to go into different political groups because we realized that, you know, the whole protest wasn't going to fix anything. So we go, you see, you can only decide what a party puts for you on the ballot. The only way to ensure that what comes from a party to the ballot is actually a representation of the level of quality of leadership that the people deserve is by entering the party system and ensuring that the process within is improved day after day. It's improved year after year, cycle after cycle. Now,
and that's what you're about.
That's what I'm about. What we are doing, I mean, from the name, it's APC Rebel. We are trying to re-engineer the APC. We saw the other parties. I mean, we saw the ruling parties at the time. He knows well how much we have all invested in this party.
And you certainly do not have a problem with that.
He made mention of something that I need to answer.
In 30 seconds.
In 30 seconds. They were given clear mandates. Conduct convention in 6 months. This is 21st month. They have failed. Day-to-day money, what's it called? Management of the party. They have failed. Nomination of candidates for election, like he rightly said. We failed for AMAC election. Less than 48 hours to Abuja local council election, we had 2 candidates. Court rejected our nomination for Anambra election. We know what has happened in Ekiti election. So what exactly has the caretaker committee done right in the 21 months that they have been in charge? I am asking.
Do you want them fired?
Disbanded. We released a press statement. They should be disbanded immediately.
What are your thoughts on that?
So for me, to what end, really?
Well, I think we can leave it at that rhetorical question. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on this morning. Mr. Liu Audu is the convener, APC Rebirth Movement, and Mr. Andrew Abu is a member of the All Progressives Congress. Gentlemen, once again, thank you.